In the last four problems, we have four algebraic limits that we need to work out. Limit as x approaches 7 of x plus 2 square root of x plus 2 minus 3 over x minus 7. Since we could start by plugging in x equals 7, and we'd see in the numerator we'd get square root of 9, which is 3 minus 3 is 0. In the denominator, 7 minus 7 is 0. So we can't just plug in directly. And we see the radical, we'll want to multiply by the conjugate of the radical expression. And that means here we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by square root of x plus 2 plus 3. So even though the radical is in the numerator, we're going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of wherever the radical expression and whatever the radical expression is. And multiplying out that numerator then, this is a difference of two squares. It's simply the first term squared minus the second term squared. X plus 2 minus 9. You have to square the 3 to get minus 9 there. All over x minus 7 times the quantity x plus 2 plus 3. Now when we simplify the numerator, we end up with x minus 7, and that's going to cancel with the x minus 7 in the denominator, and leaving square root of x plus 2 plus 3 in the denominator, with a 1 in the numerator. As x approaches 7, square root of x plus 2 is square root of 9, which is 3, and you end up with 1/6 there. We'll continue on in the next, we'll scroll up to the next problem. Problem 22, we have the limit as x approaches 2 of x squared plus x minus 6 over x minus 2. And we're going to factor the numerator to x plus 3 times x minus 2 over x minus 2, and the x minus 2 factors will cancel. We want the limit as x approaches 2, we just plug in now. 2 plus 3 is 5. We'll scroll on to the next problem. In problem 23, we have the limit as x approaches negative 4 of 1/4 plus 1 over x, all divided by 4 plus x. To solve this problem, you want to multiply top and bottom by the least common denominator of the fractional expression in the numerator. That's saying a lot. And in this case, the least common denominator of that fractional expression in the numerator is 4 times x. And so we're going to multiply top and bottom by that. We're going to distribute the 4x to the 1 over 4. That's going to leave x. We're going to distribute the 4x to the 1 over x, and that'll leave plus 4. And then we have 4x times 4 plus x in the denominator, or 4 plus x times 4x, doesn't matter. And now the x plus 4 and the 4 plus x cancel, leaving a 1 in the numerator and a 4x in the denominator. We can now plug in x equals negative 4, and we'll get negative 1 over 16. And I'll go on to the last problem. In problem 24, we have the limit as delta x approaches 0 of 4 plus delta x quantity squared minus 16. So the way we want to work this is to expand out the 4 plus delta x quantity squared. You square the first term, then we'll have plus 8 delta x plus delta x squared. That's 4 plus delta x quantity squared minus 16, and all over delta x. When we do this, the 16s will cancel, or zero out rather, and we'll have the limit as delta x approaches 0 of 8 delta x plus delta x squared all over delta x. We factor out a delta x in the numerator, and we'll cancel that with the delta x in the denominator. And that'll leave us with limit as x approaches 0 of 8 plus delta x. We plug in delta x goes to 0, and we're left with 8. And that does it for this problem.